Hey Fiona, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Prashant. How are you?
I'm very well. So it's good for two Aussies to meet in Bangkok at a conference which has actually started in the US, Charleston hub. So what has been your experiences so far with this conference?
Well, so far this is the second day of the conference. This is my first time coming to a Charleston event, and it's been wonderful so far. Can't go wrong with coming to Bangkok for an event and meeting so many people from around this region and also from further from Europe and the US as well. It's a great opportunity to get lots of the different stakeholders together to talk about the future of scholarly communication.
No, excellent. And I know that you wear multiple hats and you bring multiple hats to this conference, but for the benefit of our audience, could you just articulate different hats that you're wearing today and during the conference?
So like many people that work in this sort of area, I'm involved in lots of things. So during the day, I'm the Director of Research and Infrastructure at the University of New South Wales in Australia. And I'm also a volunteer on many other groups. One of them is Open Access Australasia. I'm on the executive committee there, and we work with libraries in Australia and New Zealand to advocate for open access and also provide training for our members. And I'm also the chair of IFLA's Open Science and Scholarship Advisory Committee and working with an amazing community of people from around the world just to explore different issues and how we can progress together.
Mm-hmm. And I've been watching some of the commentary from you around artificial intelligence as well. So would you like to share some thoughts about where do you see AI and the libraries intersecting and how can we actually take advantage of artificial intelligence?
Well, it's a good question because my thoughts have probably evolved along with how everybody thinks about AI over the last few years. So I think when generative AI, for example, which is the latest thing, became popular, librarians were already starting from a position of strength because we had already been involved in doing things like OCR, creating metadata and things like this. So that was quite familiar. But often things change, and so I think we now see people feeling a little bit more uncertain about AI when it comes to helping our users with building their digital information literacy skills, and how do we help people to use these things effectively so that they can actually track back to the source of information and really verify what they're getting out of a chatbot and things like that. More broadly, I'm really lucky at my university. I'm part of our university-wide research and AI working group. So I get to hear a lot of different researcher perspectives and challenges that they're facing around how do they know what the guardrails are about their use of AI and the difference between what you might do in your actual research project and how that translates into the publishing process. There's a lot of discussion at the moment around things like investment in AI, whether we need to build sovereign models and these sorts of things. And it's a really contested and sort of quite interesting and changing space where there's a real advantage to building local strength, technology capabilities. At the same time, we have to ensure that we don't lose sight of interoperability and the ability to share data, information and research between countries. So it's very fascinating, but changing all the time. There's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, you seem very optimistic about AI and the future of libraries within the AI space. On a slightly different tangent, in terms of the initiatives that the libraries and organizations pick up, they've turned into kind of projects, and the project mindset has taken up. So how do you look at sustainable practices beyond a project stage and bringing the stakeholders, all the stakeholders in the mix to develop sustainable practices, whether it's open education or open access or even AI? So thoughts on developing sustainable practices within the library?
It's a really good question. So I think, having just spoken about technology, I think it's more about investing in people. So one of the things we've been doing at UNSW Library is really thinking about what the capabilities are that our staff need now and for the future. So whether that's in scholarly communications and understanding the challenges researchers face, or in the technology space, thinking about how to effectively plan out a project and implement it successfully and evaluate it afterwards. So I think what we've tried to do is really support our people to develop their skills so that they might be doing a particular project this
Sure.
year, but using that as an opportunity to build up skills that they can repeat and apply to other activities in the future, because things come and go, projects come and go, but we have a great retention of many of our staff, and we want to keep them with us on that journey.
No, excellent. That's a very good response to that very complex question in a way. Finally, what would be your parting thoughts to the incoming librarians to the profession, or people who are aspiring to be librarians or library specialists of the future? Your thoughts and your advice.
My thoughts and advice would be to say yes to different opportunities and to follow different paths wherever they may go. I mean, I myself thought that I would just be a liaison librarian for my whole career and follow one straight path, but in fact it's been very divergent, and a lot of that has come about as a result of support from different mentors throughout my career, and that's been really wonderful. So I would always encourage people to talk to librarians that have different roles, specialised roles, and just say yes to different things. Also, I encourage people who don't have a library background to come in and work in libraries. So we have a wonderful diverse mix of people in this profession who all support the values and ideals of libraries with many different professional backgrounds, and that makes it such an interesting field to work in when we can all learn from each other.
Yeah, that keeps me involved in the libraries as well. So thank you for your time, and thank you.
Thanks, Prashant.